Okay, these photos were actually taken at the end of the trip. We got Danny, and he was in his Isuzu MUX. Next one is Damien with Lily. Can't see Lily, she's that dark that you can't see in the window there, just see her paw sticking out. The next person is Carla, who started out relatively a novice, if I say so with respect. At the end of it, she was amazing. And then the last person here is Wayne, and he's done these trips with Damien before. This is Damien's dad. Awesome drive with you, Damien. Thanks so much. Okay, we had the Chief of Security, Miss Molly, and then Lily in the last picture, and she was just a bundle of energy. You could not tire this dog out. I love taking drone shots like this because if you look carefully, you can actually see birds flying in below us. I always wonder how it is they can see so well. Now you know. I think it's pretty fair to say that at this stage we were still getting to know each other. I hadn't met Carla ever before, or Danny. Yeah, Damien cooked us breakfast. We did a few shots around the camp, set the tyres to the right pressures, and put the dogs in the car and got ready to go.
I'm thinking back on all those times when I felt closed off from all that I could become, eager but too scared to climb. Wanted to please my friends, but it felt like the end of myself. I was shut down and all drained out. I was lost, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness they turned on me. But now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they say, this is who I am. This is who I am now. They think that I have lost my mind, that I'm not being true, but they don't have a clue, 'cause this is me when I cut out all of the shallowness and everything I suppressed to fit in.
We were told that this would happen, and 5 minutes into the trip on our first day, Danny had his MUX up to the axles in sand. We hooked up a snatch strap to Carla's car, and yeah, she pulled Danny right out of the sand. Watch this.
Keep going, Carla, keep going.
Turn on me, but now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they say, this is who I am. This is who I am now.
The 10 PSI club became a bit of a private joke. There was a bunch of people that came up behind us when we had the MUX and the Mitsubishi Triton buried in the sand, and gave us advice that we should be at 10 PSI, where we were running at 20. But even the sign on the side of the road said 15 to 20, so we were well within our rights, and 10 was way too low in any case. Turned out that this was Carla's favourite part. I think she had to bear the brunt of Eddie the expert and Eddie the expert's mate trying to get her out of the sand. In this next part, it just shows you how important it is to have local knowledge. Danny knows the place well, and he knows of the spot where you could tuck the cars away out of the wind, and we had a great lunch. Danny got to dig into his slow-cooked pork shoulder that had been cooking away in the car since we left that morning. And yeah, look at that view, beautiful ocean. Okay, so at this stage we were pretty confident in going over things. I'm not sure what it is about going over things rather than around them, but that's what not 4x4ing is not about going around things, it's about going over them. Yeah, we'd done this a few times and we were getting really good at it, and even Carlo was flying over these hills and sand dunes. The next part though is where we started learning some new skills.
I'm thinking back on all those times when I felt closed off from all that I could become. Eager but too scared to climb. Wanted to please my friends, but it felt like the end of myself. I was shut down and all drained out.
Okay, now to somebody who's never done this before, watching your car nudge over the edge and you cannot see anything but sky, and not knowing how the car's going to react when you hit the soft sand on the downward slope, this is pretty unnerving. Now Damien went first and then Danny went after that, and even Wayne and I had a go. Watch this. You ready? Let me just get the... Trust you to freaking want to wind the windows down now. Okay, let it go, let it go. After a pretty full day of 4x4 driving up and down sand dunes, we were pretty tired. We dug our cars, every single one of us had got stuck at some point in time and had required saving. We were pretty tired, but yeah, we arrived at this camp spot which Danny had in mind for us. And yeah, what's unique is how the sand dunes are encroaching on those trees. I'm not 100% sure if the trees are growing fast enough to survive, but yeah, time will tell what happens to them. We set up a camp and had a great night that night, big bonfire going, and yeah, just in the middle of nowhere, enjoying nature at its best. I got some beautiful sunrise shots with the drone, and then just the camp walkthrough the morning after, the night before. Everybody nursing a little bit of a hangover, I think. Carla's favourite upgrade to her vehicle was that Engel fridge, as well as the Rhino rack on the top with the stepladder, giving her access to those things. Those are the things that she likes the most of her car. Danny has heaps of stuff that he's going to be doing to his vehicle, but 10 out of 10 for the kitchen. Awesome kitchen on this vehicle. Damien has pretty much done everything that he wants to do on his vehicle, including a great dual battery system. The most standard vehicle here is Wayne's car, and it performed really, really well. Watch these two playing in the water again. Damien was actually trying to chuck mud all over Wayne's car, but it didn't quite work out that way. Would have been good if he had. Our weekend was fast coming to an end. One more sand dune with that great view of the great Southern Ocean appearing in front of us. It had been an amazing trip, taken us just the 2 days, just a break away from Adelaide. So what did I learn? I learned that we live in a beautiful country, that we are so lucky to have these open spaces around us that we can go to. And only a few hours away from Adelaide, all of this is just laying there waiting for us to go and explore. You've got to get out there, you've got to do it. You've got to get out and go and do these things, otherwise it'll just pass you by. I also learned that the vehicles that we drive to the shops in are capable of so much more. There's such a varying terrain down there, and every single vehicle handled it beautifully. I also learned that one careful lady owner doesn't quite mean what I thought it did. Carla, you were fantastic. The things that you did with your car were just superb. Honestly, you did so well. Just want to say thank you to Danny, Wayne, Damien, as well as Carla for having me along on this trip. It was a blast. I loved it, and I'd love to do it again with you guys sometime soon.